Hello everyone, Joanne with StampingInTheValley.com, and welcome to my craft room. In just a moment, we're going to put this sweet card together. I just made a nice little winter scene out of a lot of sets that are in the holiday catalog. We'll talk about this in just a moment. Let's talk about what Stampin' Up! Is doing with Paper Pumpkin. This is the box and the kit that's going to be for November. Your last day to subscribe is November 10th. Okay, so if you'd like to start with some Paper Pumpkin, there's a link below that you can click on and it'll help you to order. Remember, with Paper Pumpkin, it is a monthly subscription. You can get 3 months, 6 months, a year, or just pay monthly for it. But remember, you can always suspend the subscription and skip a month, or you can always cancel it if you are not happy with the Paper Pumpkin or can't do it anymore, and that's just fine. But if you would like to try it for 1 month, this is going to be a beautiful holiday box. Okay? Now, at Stampin' in the Valley here, what do we have going on? We've got these 2 free card kits for the month of November. These are the 2 free card kits. If you order $25 in product from me, I will send you these 2 free card kits. They do come with your Whisper White envelopes, and the link is right down here below. It also tells you how to put the card kits together. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine or a downline, I also send you these 2 free card kits every month. Okay, so that's nice. And then if you order the Alpine Adventure bundle, these are the 2 free card kits for that bundle, also with envelopes. This is called Kickstart to your bundle. You get an exclusive video sent to your email of this set, this bundle, and it's to help you to start to use your Big Shot and position things on the Big Shot and show you how to start to use your product. So if you do order this bundle, it has to be the bundle, I will send you these 2 free card kits plus the other 2 free card kits because you qualify, because you spent over $25 or you spent at the $25 or over. And so you get all of that. If you have any questions, just email me at joannemaddie@outlook.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Also, if you are a new customer of mine, I will always send you a new annual catalog and the new holiday catalog. Also, I can't believe we're already talking about this. Celebration will be coming after the first of the year. If you have ordered from me in the past year, you are already on the list and going to get the new Celebration catalogs. So let's talk about this card for just a moment. My base is Old Olive. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and very simple card base. And then I used my inside layer at 4 3/4 by 3.5. And Thinking of You this season is all I stamped. I didn't even use a sentiment on the outside. I just loved creating the scene. Okay, so what did we use with this? A lot of product. We used the Softly Falling Embossing Folder. We used the Detailed Deer. And let me show you, in the Detailed Deer, this is in the Detailed Deer. These are. Isn't that beautiful? I love those. So pretty. I did those with the red glimmer paper right there. And you guys know I love the red rhinestone, so I decorated our tree with that. Then I used the In the Woods framelits. That's where the tree came from. And it's popped up. It's popped up with dimensionals, but then it has these boughs right here get popped up also. And I will show you how to do that with the cutting with the Big Shot in a few minutes. I use this Snowflake Thinlits dies. You guys, these are only available till the end of the month. Let me show you that one. I forgot all about that. These are only available till the end of the month. It is an exclusive set, Snowfall Showcase. And some of my previous videos have been with the Snow is Glistening stamp set. We are going to use the base of the tree from that. Happiness Surround stamp set. You've seen me do some videos with this. I love this. It's so pretty. Then we have the Snowflake Trinkets, Snowfall Thinlit dies, and the White Velvet Sheets. And this, again, is only available until the end of this month. So if you love snowflakes, you're going to love this. And that's what these snowflakes right here are made with, the white velveteen or velvet type of paper right there. And this is just made with regular Whisper White cardstock, but I did use the velvet on the snowflakes. I absolutely love it. I could have probably used the velvet on the tree. I think that might be awesome also. I used the Winter Woods, Thinking of You This Season for the inside. You saw that. And then on the Snow is Glistening stamp set, here's this stamp set, and it has a beautiful snowflake tree. I really need to do more with that. I wish I had more time in this craft room. Every time I create something, guys, I do a video. And I just absolutely love doing my videos. I also do a Facebook Live on Sunday at 3 o'clock. I'm still working some of the kinks out. I didn't upload last week's video to my YouTube because somehow or another the video got turned sideways and I didn't want to put that on my channel. I'm going to do a little video about what I did with the snowflake, but that'll come up this weekend. So needless to say, you could go over and check out my Facebook page and watch that video. You might just have to turn your phone or look at your device sideways. But I'm into I'm into fixing that. I just ordered a grip for my iPad, and that is what is going to fix that. So we won't do it through the phone anymore, but I won't get that until the middle of the month. So needless to say, this is a fantastic stamp set. I did use this little tree holder right here, the little stump on our card, and then the dashing deer. I use these deer down here. These guys are really cute. Really, they're like a shadow. And this one here is so beautiful. Let me show you that one. I stamped it because I wanted to see what the stamp looked like. Do you see the detail? Let that camera focus. Okay, it's just not total white space where these, the filigree is. Okay, it is like, almost like a checkering. So you do get some of the ink color, whatever color you use. I happen to use Early Espresso on this. You do get some of that in there. Let me see if I can, let me get real close with that and give, there it is, there, you can see it. There it is. Wow, it's so nice to have a great camera. Really nice to have a good camera to show you guys these details in this stamp. So isn't that pretty? So it's just not, you know, white space. And I love the curly antlers. He's so adorable. But I wanted to use the smaller ones on this card because I was really focusing on the tree. So back in a moment and we will begin to put this card together. It will be in many stages. So this video might be a little long, but we're going to get through it. And this is a very pretty card. Thank you. Be back in a minute. First, we're going to do just a small bit of stamping. With this card, the colors I've used are Crumb Cake, Old Olive, Pool Party, and Early Espresso. So our deer are in our Early Espresso. Let's open that up. And our greeting is in Old Olive. You know, the front of this card also, I was looking at it, would also be a fantastic little scene. You know, if you guys scrapbook, this would be a great scene on a card and like have a picture of the kids maybe playing in the snow, making snowmen, sleigh riding, or even just being outside. You know, so I thought that this also, when I was looking at it, I was like, wow, that would be great for a scrapbook page. So I thought I'd just tell you guys that. Okay, so this is the inside piece, and again, it's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. It's of regular Whisper White, and these are both of regular Whisper White. I'm going to go into my Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment right here. Okay, just like that. We're going to move that aside, and then right here, we're going to stamp our deer. So sweet. Right there. There's nice framelits that go with these. And then just right here. Okay? And it doesn't matter because we're going to run it through the Big Shot. Now, this little piece comes in the Dashing Deer. Or no, it doesn't come in Dashing Deer. I'm sorry. Back up. Winter Woods. This comes in Winter Woods right here. And I'm kind of using that as dirt. So this piece of Whisper White I've cut at what have I cut this at? Hello. 5 1/4 width, and it's about 1.5 inches this way. Okay, then this little swoop right here, let's see, what did I use? The framelit is in in the woods. The framelit to make this swoop is right here. All right? We're going to do that on camera in just a minute. I'll just show you how to do that, but I just wanted to get my inking done. I've done the top here with Pool Party of this little piece, and then I want to take my dirt, is what I'm calling it, and I want to go into my early espresso, and I want to stamp it off and stamp it on, and just off and on. And I want you to fill up this space. Fill the entire space up. Doesn't matter if you overlap, just make dirt. Almost like the ground. You know how sometimes in the winter you have the snow is falling but it's not on the ground yet, and you know the grass is gone, but sometimes there's tips of it that are green, and then you have the ground. So I'm just filling every bit of this in. Actually, I think the last one I used crumb cake. Now I'm using early espresso. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which one you use. Yeah, I just looked at that. I was like, this is a little different color than the other one. But I just stuck this into the early espresso, and we're just going with it because I like the look of it. If I didn't, I could just turn it over and do side 2. So I try to cover up all the white space with this. Just like that. And you can kind of stamp it even a couple of times. Like come off, stamp a couple, just like that. Whoop. Just kind of stamping all over it just to make dirt. Just like that, all right? Love it. Now, let's move this aside. Let's bring in our sponge. I have a little sponge here, and I am going to go into the Pool Party. So basically, I have not used the crumb cake in this card. I used the early espresso. The other card I did use the crumb cake. I kind of really like the early espresso. Now I'm going to flick the edges all around this, and the Pool Party is almost going to blend with the brown of the early espresso, and it almost gives it a greenish type of look, like the little blades of grass on the tips are still a little green, but you do have winter going on. So this is called flicking, and that's exactly what you do, is you just flick the color onto the paper. I'm coming up into the early espresso a little bit, trying to make it look like the ground. It's that simple. So we'll close these up. So let me just show you. This one is crumb cake, and this is the early espresso. Okay, we'll see how it looks on the card. I'll be back in a minute, and we're going to do some big shot work. I have my piece of Whisper White with my plate on my magnetic platform, and I've got this little framelit right here, which I call a little swoosh. The measurements for this is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. I place this because I've got my magnetic platform. It's just sticking to it. That's nice. If it doesn't, just use a piece of washi tape. It'll help hold it down. Then I take my other platform, I put it on top, I make my sandwich, and then I crank it through the big shot. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We have a piece it's almost cut all the way to the edge, okay? I just take a pair of snips and I just follow that, and I just cut it the rest of the way. And right here also, just bring it right into that tip, just right there. Now you have 2 nice swooshes. You can layer them on top of each other, just like that. You could just use one like we're doing on the card. You can put them both the same way. You can also make one regular Whisper White. You could put glimmer paper behind it. You can make these out of glimmer paper. I think it's fantastic. Just that one little element, look what it did. It gave us this one little die right here gave us so many options. I happen to like that a lot because I think it's like rolling, you know, snowdrifts. But for this card, we just used one. Back in a minute, and we'll do the rest of the Big Shot work. So first we're going to use the embossing folder, the Softly Falling. I already ran it through, but I want to talk to you about it because you want the Sizzix name toward you. This way your bumps, your snow is up, okay? If you did it the other way, you would get the indentations, okay? So just have the Sizzix toward you. I took this. The cardstock is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I put it right in here in the bottom. I put it into the embossing folder, Big Shot platform on the bottom, one plate, the embossing folder with the spine toward the word Big Shot. You want this to always enter the Big Shot first, and then the other plate. That's your sandwich. And then you roll this through. I've already done it, okay, and then it makes that. Isn't that beautiful? But make sure that the Sizzix name is up toward you, and then you will get the indentions toward you, okay? Let's move this aside, and all of this aside, because we're done with the embossing. I'm going to switch to my magnetic platform and then my cutting plates. So what we're going to do is where we stamped our deer, so sweet, we're going to place our framelits. Just like this. Oh, they're so sweet. Okay, let me get a... This is a piece of the velvet cardstock that is on sale right now. You can only get this, guys, I'm sorry, until the end of the month. I'm going to cut this piece off because we don't need it. I'm going to place that right there. And we're going to put 3 snowflakes. Now we're lucky because all 3 of these snowflakes come in the kit. Isn't that nice that they give us multiples? See them right there, 3? And we have our deer. Now with this, then, we're going to put a plate on top. So it's the magnetic platform, our paper, whatever type you're going to use, the framelits, and then on top right here with another plate. We're going to run this through the Big Shot. And let me get these off of this plate. Sometimes they stick. I got new plates finally. I'm very happy with them. Everything runs through my Big Shot so nicely. I still save the old ones. They're 5 years old just in case there's a problem. They're not broke. So you never know. So I'm going to take my deer out of here. Look how sweet they came. Isn't that perfect? I love the white around it. It makes it a very, very nice border. Right there. We'll move that out of the way. And now we have our snowflakes. Pick these up. My little tool here. And we made maximum usage out of our Big Shot platform when you cut multiples. You know, we put the deer and the snowflakes on here, just like that. So there we have our 3 snowflakes. I'll put that aside. I'll put our deer on our card. We have our bottom ready. That's great. Now, I want to do the sides, this part. I want to do these right here. Okay? I'm using my red glimmer paper. I learned this trick from another demonstrator, Katina Martinez, and her husband came up with, if you turn this over and cut these, it's easier to cut. It really is. And it's easier to get them out. I'm so happy he came up with this I so appreciate it when you could get like an engineering mind into something like this. I'm just going to place that down there because they're jumping a little bit. When you could get an engineering mind into something like this, and they help us out. So I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm just placing these on my red glimmer paper, and as you can see, I've used this red glimmer paper for a lot of other projects. Remember when we had the sled? Oh, I love that sled. And then I'm just going to roll this through, and because the paper is thick, I am going to do it a couple of times. But I promise you guys, this is going to come out really, really nice because we have that paper upside down. Just like that. Isn't that awesome? Let me take these out. Look at how nice. This is just going to pop. You can use your brush with the foam mat to get any intricate parts out of here. You could just use your pokey tool. They really just come right out. You know how sometimes they get stuck kind of in the glitter? Look at that. It just comes right out and you get a perfect cut. I'll do that off camera. Okay, I'll do all of that off camera in just a moment. And now what we want to do is bring in a piece of Whisper White. We want to take these trees from the, what is this, In the Woods. In the Woods stamp set. This does not nest in this to cut. It does not nest. So we do them separately, all right? Just like that. Let's see, where'd I put my plate? Right here. And we're going to run this through the Big Shot. And I'll just run it back through, just for good measure. And it's that quick, guys. We have all of our stamping and all of our Big Shot work done. Now it's just basically putting the card together, really. So we're going to take this out. Okay, this is the piece that has the little pieces that lift up. And you can just do these by hand. I just fold them up. Take them out of there and fold them up just a little bit. Give them a little twitch there. Bring them to the front. We're going to do it again after we glue everything down, but I just want them picked up because when we glue this piece to this piece of the tree, you don't want any adhesive on these little parts that we've lifted up here, okay? So we want adhesive. Let's just go ahead and do that real quick. While we're on camera, I can get this part done. Let's see, let's move this out of the way. We could just do it right here on the Big Shot. So here's our tree, and it's solid. And here's our part. Oh, I just love that. It looks, and you know what I even thought? I thought if we did this in like shaded spruce and then put a white one on top of it, I think that would look awesome also. I just now really thought about that. So just a little Tombow. So you could, you know, use different colors. Don't have to do white on white or green on green. I would mix it up. Oh, don't put glue on, don't put a glue on anything that lifts up. You want to stay on the outside edge and just dot your Tombow around, okay? Just stay on the outside edge. Then you have your tree here. You just turn this over and line your point up at the top, and this is just going to fall into place so nicely. And just press it down. Let's move this off of here. And I just press that, the edges down, and now each and every one of these can still lift up. Just like that. Each and every one of them can still give you some nice dimension on your card with a nice element like this. Wow, what a pretty white tree. Isn't that beautiful? All right, back in a minute and we'll put the rest of the card together. Now we're going to assemble the card. I've got it all out here, just kind of laying on the card to see where I wanted to put things. That's the way that I do it when I start like this. And then, you know, I position things and think, okay, I want this, I don't want that. First, what we have to do is create our little tree stand. And I hope that we can see it because I did use the early espresso, but I am going to use it full strength right here. So we're going to put the little part of the tree right here. We'll live with it. That's okay. And then the tree will actually go like this. Actually, that's kind of cute. Just like that. Okay, I'm good with that. Now, let me close this ink before I stick my fingers in it a million times. You know how it goes in here, guys. I bet it goes the same way in your craft room. That's nice. If you don't have inky fingers, you're not crafting. And you know, every weekend I have ink all over me. And I love it. I wish I could do it every day. I really do. So I'm going to take this off. And I want to take my Thinking of You this season and add it to the inside just with some snail. We don't have any embossing in here, so we don't need to use our Tombow. So I just line that with snail, bring it up here. I happen to like a bigger border in the inside of my card. Some of you can do, you know, a larger piece of Whisper White or even a smaller piece of Whisper White, just whatever you like. Now, on the outside, first I'm going to attach this piece right here, and I'm going to use Tombow because we have embossing there. And so I want to get it to my edges. Whenever there's something raised, you should use liquid monoadhesive because it does get into all the nooks and crannies and really is a very good glue to stick on everything. Okay, just like that. All right. Now up here in these corners, we're going to use this. I love these. So pretty. I see a lot being done with this. Like I could see an oval cut out with something in the middle. There's a lot more that I would like to do with these elements right here. And again, this is going to be a Tombow thing. Just dab it on the tips where it's going to lift up. Just a dot. Tombow is very strong, and a little goes a long way, I promise you. Just like that. So this one comes over here, up in this corner, and it has like the little poinsettia at the top. Isn't that so pretty? Now, just to hold that, I'm going to get a clear block. A little glue on my finger. And push that down. Just like that. Same thing on this side. So while we dab this glue, that other is setting. Just kind of put it where you think it might lift. And that's really all you need, honest. Because it is going to stick so permanently. Oh, did I get that going the wrong way? Okay, well, we'll go this way with that. So my poinsettia is over on the side on this one. I don't really think it matters. I think they're just beautiful. So that's because I turned them upside down, so I needed to kind of turn this one around if I wanted the poinsettia. I don't really think it matters. I think they look great either way. So I'm going to press these down. This is good. That is good. Now, I'm going to just stick those right there and pick this up. We're going to take our focal point, our tree, and now we're going to add just 3 dimensionals. Doesn't need many. Maybe 4. Let's do 4 right there. One in the middle. I don't like an element like this because it is a little bit heavier to have any room to kind of bow in the middle or dip down in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to remove those and we're going to put our tree right on top of our little tree stump there. Nice. So pretty. Our snowflakes, we're going to bring those in, and they were done with the velvet. I'm going to just turn those over just like this. Make sure you get the right side. And we're going to add glue dots to this in the center. And if your glue dots hang over, I'll show you, you're just going to take your little tool If you see them inside the snowflake, just take your tool and just fold it on top of itself. It's okay. Just like that. We're going to put one up here and two on the other side. And again, I'm just looking to make sure that my glue dot is not showing. And if it does, I just roll it under itself. That's what they're for. They're designed to take the, you know, the whole thing or a little bit of it. It's okay. Gives you a nice sticky point right there. Now we're going to take our deer, and with this we're going to add our mini dimensionals right here. Love that they came out with these minis. So this little guy is just going to get 2. Just like that. Oh, so cute. And I'm going to put him like down because he's eating. Okay. And now this guy, I'm going to put one little dimensional up in those antlers, those curly little antlers, and 2 down here in the body, and that's good enough. And he's going to be standing, watching out while the other one eats. Just like that. So he's just standing. Aw, it's really coming together nicely, guys. Okay, now we are going to use my absolute favorite rhinestones, the red, and we're going to just take our tool. Got 2 stuck together here, and we're going to put them inside the snowflake. I think that makes it really pop. The snowflakes really pop. And then, just like we're decorating a tree at home and we're putting Christmas lights or Christmas balls, whichever that you want to think, and I want these on every single one that lifts up, okay? Just, I don't like that in a line. Let's put that there. Let's move that one over, okay? Yeah, you don't want things all lined up. You want them kind of scattered. Now, you could get wild and put them on the outsides. I was just thinking that it was snowing and the outside of the tree limbs had snow on it. So I try to think of like what the scene is doing when I do something like this. What's going on? He's making sure that this one can eat. Snow is falling. We have our either our Christmas lights or the Christmas balls on our tree outside in a beautiful winter scene. Just like that. I love it. I absolutely love it. Look at our 2 cards. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is just take my tool and my finger, and I'm going to lift these up. Now, you know, if you mail this, they're going to get flattened out, but whoever gets the card, they can lift this up. You might want to put this on the outside of a present. And I'm just lifting this up to give us some dimension with these bows. I think they are just beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Just a fun card today. Thank you so much for being with me for the first video of this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this. We used a lot of product, guys. We mixed and matched. This is something that when you order out of this holiday catalog, I believe that a lot of things can go with a lot of things. A lot of different stamp sets can go with a lot of other framelit sets. You can always add snowflakes to anything. It makes it look so pretty. Deer around a tree. We really used a lot of stuff. Winter woods, dashing deer, snow is glistening, and then all of our framelits. Love it. Please go to stampinginthevalley.com. Click on the big blue button if you need to order any and all of your Stampin' Up! Product. I sure would appreciate your business. Thank you so much to all my customers and everyone that has ordered this snowflake set on November 1st. Again, it's until November 30th or until supplies last. I do know that. Very, very popular set. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting!